I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
Merry Christmas!
Oof, blimey.
So I almost woke you up there.
It was awfully genuine.
It was, I know. I'm not quite sure where that came from. I think that might have been a recording. However, we do find ourselves smack bang in the festive season.
We do. We're coming at you from Boxing Day.
We apparently so.
Yeah, so that's what a festive treat.
It's just what your holiday needed. A bit of us.
Yes.
It's
annoying that it didn't fall on the big day, but well.
Well, yeah, can't be helped, can it? It is what it is.
No.
But hopefully you are all groaning with far too much food and empty bottles everywhere and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I can only assume, actually, that when Boxing Day arrives, you'll be partaking in that Beat the Fox race.
Do you think? It seems unlikely. Let's put it like that.
I'm sorry, that's really out of context for anyone.
No one will know what that means.
No,
but,
what that means is that near where I live, there is on Boxing Day morning every year they do a 5K run where there is essentially someone dressed up as a fox and you have to beat the fox. And yes, and I thought it would be funny to suggest Mike would be doing that.
Yes. For those that don't know me personally, it's not happening. That's not my thing.
No, I'm not against exercise. I do it. I have never ever been asked with running.
No,
I tried it and went nope.
No.
It's just like, you know what? I'd rather just get on my bike or something like that.
Yeah, well, exactly. There are other ways. To be honest, brisk walking is just as good, if not better.
Yeah, and having dogs, that's quite pleasant because
there you go.
They like a walk.
They'll ensure that's happening. Yeah,
they'll go for miles on end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, a dog will keep you fit, definitely. Yeah. But running, no, there's no need for it.
No. So yes.
No, there really isn't.
So yes, there will not be a 5K run on Boxing Day morning.
There most certainly will not.
I intend to be fast asleep because that's the Boxing Day morning is the first opportunity for a lie-in in several weeks. So
yes,
I'm having it with both hands.
Oh, you get on that. Absolutely. Running, you'd be lucky to get walking. I mean, a slow shuffle down the stairs at some point is all that's going to happen there.
Yeah, I shall be heavily laden.
Oh, yeah. You'll be dragging quite a weight there.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. The food in our house has been acquired. The booze has been acquired, and it will be going in.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it.
Yes. Quite right.
So yeah, there's us being festive.
So there's that. It's sort of our Christmas episode, but that is kind of our only concession to it.
Yeah, we were discussing off air that our big fanfare won't be Christmas; it'll be the podcast birthday.
It will, which comes upon us in February, which will be our third anniversary, believe it or not.
Yeah, it just seems odd, doesn't it?
It does seem very strange, yeah. I mean, this whole thing started by accident, didn't it? So it was born out of lockdown.
Yeah, well, I don't mind saying it. It was probably the only good thing that Boris Johnson has ever brought us.
Crediting Boris for our podcast.
Well, we've said the story before of going. It was that last lockdown, wasn't it? Where we were all geared up. The kids were going back to school and everything.
That's right.
The kid, like, to the point of going, right, all the uniforms sorted because when they get up tomorrow morning, they're going to school, and at 8
Well,
p.m. that evening.
Sam
no,
did go back to school. Yeah, he did go
You had
back.
a single day, didn't you?
He went back on the Monday, and it was the Monday evening that Boris went on telly. Yeah, as you say, at 8 o'clock, and said another lockdown. So Sam went back for one day.
That was it. That was it. I don't normally partake in this dry January nonsense, but I had started. But I hadn't labelled it or anything. I just thought, I'll probably knock on the head. I'll just consume my body weight in booze over Christmas.
Exactly. We thought, well, we've had quite a heavy drinking session over Christmas and New Year. Let's just, let's have a few weeks of not, and then
Gobshite comes on the telly and go, right, fetch me the beers.
By 8:10 that night, it was gone.
And let's not get too political, but my goodness me, his utter just twattiness in that COVID inquiry of just bumbling his way through. It's ridiculous. Well, the whole stupid WhatsApp thing.
Don't get me started on that, because they've questioned them all about that.
Well, the app went down and came up and they were gone. No, that's not how it works.
I know because I've been watching quite a lot of that inquiry, and they've asked them all about their WhatsApps, and so many of them have, Sunak included, have said, we've changed my phone and didn't get the messages. No, they're stored in the cloud. You could change your phone every day, and the messages would still. You've deleted them.
Yes.
That is the only explanation for that. But because the inquiry doesn't understand that either, they've kind of let them get away with it.
It's weird that they wouldn't ask anyone sort of vaguely technical.
I was saying this the other night. Why didn't they have an IT consultant or someone from WhatsApp there to say, no, it doesn't work like that. It's all stored in the cloud. You can change your device as often as you like. The messages are all still there. If they've gone, someone has deleted them.
Yes, you have to have deleted them and specifically told the app to not back up.
Yes, which is clearly what's happened. But they've not been pressed on it because the lawyers in the inquiry, as good as they are, don't know that either. So, and they've not sought any technical expertise, and they've let them get away with it. And I think it's disgusting because I think they have destroyed evidence.
Yeah, they have. And
it's as simple as that. They have destroyed evidence, and I think they're going to get away with it because there must be IT people all over the country screaming at this inquiry saying, that's not how it works.
It's just dreadful. And they're all weaseling their way out of it. And no matter what question Rishi Twatface was asked,
it was someone else's fault.
It was someone else's fault, or his default response was, sorry, I don't recall.
Boris was doing that as well, saying, I don't recall. Yeah. Don't know. No one ever said that to me. And his other attack, of course, is to just waffle on until the lawyer asking questions has run out of time. That's the other tactic.
It's very, very infuriating.
But the inquiry at the end of the day is pretty toothless, isn't it? All they're going to do is produce a report. They've got no legal... they can refer stuff to the police if they feel there's strong enough evidence of wrongdoing, but I don't know that it'll go anywhere.
Nothing will come of it.
No, I don't think it will.
Those little twats will get away with it scot-free, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid so, yes. But the WhatsApp thing had not passed me by either, yes. It's very frustrating. That's not how it works.
So cross.
Yes, absolutely.
What do you remember Cars?
Oh, yeah, we've got some of those. Yes. In fact, I'd like to touch on me, if I may, not like that.
Oh, it's coming back to last week's episode already.
Oh, you've never once touched it. It's
that was bad.
It was, yes. Even for you, that was bad.
It didn't engage brain. That was the only issue there. You see,
it was.
Right. Yes, you Cars touching.
Yes, I feel I need. I need to talk. I need you to listen. I need some counselling. I think because I think as even the casual listener will probably have picked up on, I recently purchased the vehicle, and it is very lovely.
Yes.
My XF Sport Brake, which you're hopefully going to have a drive of soon.
Yes,
that would be splendid. Because I'd very much like to. I think that'll make an interesting review.
Yeah, I'd very much like that.
Yes, so we'll get that sorted. But yeah, I find myself as happy as I am with it, and I've done quite a few things to it, and a couple more things this week. I had a flat tire, as I mentioned to you, but it's very annoying. But that could have happened in any car.
Because it's not really the Jag's fault at that point.
No, it's not. I am coming to the conclusion that I might have been a bit hasty in buying it. Now, that's not to say there's anything wrong with it at all. I've sorted all the little issues it had, and it's a lovely car, top spec, good, really good spec. But it's just, I'm just not feeling it. It's just not. I'm just not there with it. It just doesn't feel. It was a really good deal, which is kind of why I bought it. And as I said in the previous episode, it's useful to have an estate car at the moment, and this one was there, and I knew I liked the Sport Brake. I've had one before, but it's interesting. The last Sport Brake I had, I didn't have for very long. And I had another car in mind all the time I had it, and ultimately traded it in for the Tesla Model S. After I think I'd only had it for about a year when I got rid of it. And there was nothing wrong with that one either.
No, like you said, just a trade-in, really, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it was a trade-in, and I got back. Tesla gave me a very good trade-in price. I got back pretty much what I paid for it, so that was all good.
Yep.
This one is a bit nicer spec, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. It's hard to put my finger on it. But I'm just not. I feel like I still want the car that I set out to buy.
Yes.
That hasn't gone away.
Fine.
And as good as as useful as this car is, and it's a great car. I'm not knocking it. I still think the XF Sport Brake is a fantastic car.
Oh yeah.
It just is. But it's not the car I set out to buy, and I wonder if I was a little bit hasty in buying it. It was a good deal, but it's not quite the car I set out for, and I wonder if, as I say, I was just a bit hasty, and that is much on my mind at the moment.
Well, as discussed at the time of purchase, you could flip this.
Yes, I could,
and earn.
I think I probably could. I mean, I won't talk about numbers on the podcast, but what I paid for it. I've spent a few hundred on it, and I think I did get it cheap.
Yes. Even with what you spent on it, I still think you've got the potential to earn. Yeah,
I think it could be sold for more than I paid for it. So I could flip it. It's due. Obviously, here we are, end of December. It's due, and it's MOT at the beginning of March.
Okay.
Probably not great to sell it just before it needs an MOT.
Yeah, but you could put one on anyway.
Could put one on at any time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could get it MOT'd any time. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously not going to do anything over the holidays.
No, you can mull it over. But I suppose does that essentially means then you'd like an S-Type R?
I think if I'm brutally honest with myself, I still would. Yeah, the desire for one of those has not gone away. Now, the quantity of those on the market, however, has gone away.
They were dwindling, weren't they?
And they continue to do. There are currently less than 10 that I can find.
It's not a huge
available.
amount.
It's not. Choice is extremely limited.
Is that an amalgamation of adverts on multiple sites?
Yes, it is.
Right.
That's looking Auto Trader, eBay, Car and Classic, Gumtree, Piston Heads. Anywhere I can look. There's certainly, I say less than 10. There's certainly, I would say, no more than 20. Probably less than 15. I haven't actually counted, but there's not many. There's like sort of 7 on Auto Trader and 3 on Car and Classic and 3 on eBay. There are not many around. If you look on how many left, there are still quite a lot of them registered on the road, taxed and tested. Hundreds of them, which is still quite a small number compared to how many they made. But that would suggest people are buying them and keeping them. Because I think they will go up in value. They are becoming hard to find.
Yeah,
which is
that makes your life a little bit more awkward.
Yes.
With the dwindling in numbers, what effect has that had on price?
The cheaper ones, of which there are not so many, are still cheaper, sort of 4 or 5 grand. But those tend to be higher mileage examples that have had a bit of welding and had a bit of work and aren't as fully loaded options wise as some of some of them don't have the touch screen, some of them don't have heated seats, things like that. The better one
spec.
yeah, indeed, yes, I know, it's weird, isn't it? You buy a top end car like that, but no, we don't want the sat nav, we don't want the heated seats.
It's weird.
What are you doing? Anyway, the better, higher spec ones that are on the market, you're sort of talking anywhere between about 12 and 20 at the moment.
Interesting. Right. Okay.
There's very little in between. In fact, there's nothing in between at the moment. There's a couple. There's a couple on Auto Trader, about 4.5, but they're not great examples.
Yeah.
There's one which is an odd spec. It's gold with a red interior for 9 grand, and all the rest are 12 and above. There is an absolutely mint one. It's actually a concourse winner for 18.5. But I wouldn't want a concourse. I don't want a show car.
No, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yes. Choice. My fear is, have I missed the boat?
I'd say you're probably on the cusp. I reckon it's sort of keep your ear to the ground and the browsing going. I think you'll probably be all right, but you're going to have to play the game a little bit, I would think.
Yes, I think so, and possibly pounce if there is a good one. I am, at the moment, probably only temporarily, but at the moment I am in the fortunate position that I could buy one without first having to sell the XF. So, I could move quickly if I needed to and then sell the XF afterwards.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want both because they kind of do the same job.
It's a bit overkill, isn't it?
It is, and we haven't got room for 2, and I can't justify 2 cars like that for me.
No.
So,
and I don't think you can sit there and go, well, the XF's an investment, I'll keep that, because I just don't think it is.
No, I mean, it in itself is a rarer car, but no, I don't think that would be one to tuck away. At least you'd have to tuck it away, I think, for a very long time.
Yeah, you're playing the long game with that.
I think you might be, yes.
No, I'd say no. I think you're just going to have to keep your eye out, aren't you?
I think so, and if there is a good one, just go for it, and see what happens. probably wouldn't trade in the XF. I think the XF I'll get more selling it separately. I don't think a dealer would give me much as a trade-in.
No, you'd probably end up breaking even on it. Whereas if you actually,
I might end up sort of being able to do swapsies with a dealer for an S type for it, but that's probably undervaluing it.
Yeah, I think a nice, quick clean and a Hoover and some really nice photos that would sell itself privately, not an issue at all.
Yeah, I think it probably would. Yeah, it's a good spec. I mean, yeah, the mileage is getting on a bit, but it's not colossal.
No.
So yeah, so we might be changing cars again first half of next year.
Is that discussion been welcomed indoors, or is it just a case of, I'll do what you want, it's your car?
There is a little bit of that, but yes, it has been welcomed because I think it's obvious I'm not comfortable with it, and it preoccupies me. Yes, Dawn. It's not that she doesn't like it. I think she accepts it's a good car, but she has no desire to drive it. She doesn't feel car sick traveling in it, which is a bonus because she did in the other one we had. This one, of course, has a complete black interior, including the nice bit of Allen on the roof lining.
He gets about, doesn't he?
I does good old Alan Cantara there. Yes, it's a full black interior, so I think that helps. Helps no end.
She said Dawn's got no sort of compulsion to drive it. Has she driven it?
No, not this one. She drove the last one we had and hated it. She hasn't driven this one. She is insured on it. But no, she hasn't driven this one and has no desire to. Although this one,
that's quite bold.
Yeah, she did. She absolutely. I mean, she doesn't like automatics, but that one, interestingly, was a lot ponderous in terms of changing gear and things than this one is. I don't know why, because there's only actually 4 months between them. This one's 4 months newer than the last one I had. But this one is a lot sharper changing gear.
I wonder if someone's done a gearbox service on it.
I wondered that because they were both the S model. They were both the 275 brake horse one, and they on paper should be identical. But that one was a lot slower to change, whereas this one you put your foot down and it drops the cogs instantly, and you're away. I did try it in sport mode the other day and shifted it with the paddles, and my word, it is a fast car. It has to be said. It is a properly fast car.
Went full Tillerman on that one then.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I was proper helmsmanry going on there. Yes. Stop it now.
Terribly vulgar.
But no, it is a fast car. There's no getting away from that. But as you will see, you have a crack at it. But no, she just doesn't like it. It's too big, and no, it's not her sort of car. And that was fine. She knew that when I bought it, and she said, "Well, it's your car. You know, you're going to be driving it. You have what you want." I thought that's what I was doing at the time, but I think my head was partly turned by the fact that it was a good deal. And I just thought, let's have another one of these. An estate car is going to be useful, which is true. And we all like a fast estate. Let's be honest. There is something quite cool about that. But
it's our preferred mode of transport.
It certainly is. I think we're all agreed that a lumpy estate car is the way to go. Powerful estate car is the way to go. Yes. But I don't know what it is, and I know it's a first world problem, and I should be very grateful for having it, but because it's a lovely car. But it's just not doing it for me.
It's all right. It's all right.
As the last one didn't in the end. So it's weird. I keep something. I keep trying to love sport brakes, and I can't.
Well,
I don't know why.
Well, you've tried.
I've tried twice now.
You've given it the benefit of the doubt. But
as I say, we'll keep this one. Obviously, nothing I can do over Christmas and New Year.
No.
And we'll see. January is shaping up to look like it might be quite busy work-wise. So we'll see what happens. I think it might be a little bit of a job on now to find an S-Type R. But we will see.
Well, I think you're the man for the job.
I'm sure. Well, there can't be many people who've done more research into it. I've been looking into this for 2 years now.
That's it. And
I know exactly what I want.
If it's not floating your boat, it's not floating your boat. I'm afraid that's as simple as that, isn't it?
It is what it is, and sometimes you can't explain these, can you?
No. I've never done it with a car. But I can relate. I did it with a guitar. There's one that I coveted, and I thought this was going to be a game changer. Yeah, and I got it, and I was like, no.
I
like my old shit one.
It's not what you thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's it's sort of you build things up sometimes, don't you, in your mind, and then it's just not.
It's that sort of thing going, well, it's good on paper. Well, great, but
yeah. Absolutely. It's like when we were talking about the Mondeo ST220, as we have quite a lot. As we've said, there is no logical reason why you wouldn't buy one, yet none of us have.
It's true.
It's true, isn't it? It's absolutely true. Yeah. And there's no logical reason why I shouldn't be, other than the fact that I set out to have a V8 and, this might be the last chance to have such a vehicle.
Well, I mean, we know that for a fact, really, don't we?
I think we do, really. We know where things are going.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's not the end of the V8. It's just a case of it's going to become a tad more pricey to own and run one.
Yes, exactly. Whereas at the moment, actually, with the price of diesel, petrol is cheaper to run.
It really is. It's noticeable in the wallet, even on the Mini, which is a small car with a relatively small engine.
Yes, absolutely.
But it really does. It really is something that you can spot on your credit card.
It makes a difference. Now I know a 4.2 litre supercharged V8 is not going to give you the world's best fuel economy, but I'm only getting about 30 mpg out of the XF,
which is a bit shit.
Well, it's a lot less than Jaguar quote. Obviously, it would be, because I know all manufacturers' figures are rubbish. But now I know it's a 3 litre twin turbo V6 producing 275 brake, so it's not, it's not exactly.
It's not an eco box, I'll grant you, but I mean,
no. But
the knackered old Volvo will do 45 without trying too hard.
I mean, I am quite heavy with my right foot, I must admit. If there's an opportunity to plant it, I do in this car, because it does shift. And I haven't done any long journeys in it yet. And maybe I won't, but it's
we'll have to get a road trip in. Come on.
Yeah, we probably should, shouldn't we? Yeah, we probably should before it goes. But yeah, I'm only averaging 30 mpg out of it, which is a little bit disappointing, because that sort of negates the point of having the diesel.
It does. Yeah, it really does.
Although the Sport Brake, of course, was only available as a diesel. I mean, apart from the RS, which of course is the car I really want, would be an XF RS Sport Brake, because that ticks all the boxes. But that is quite literally unobtainium.
Well, it's not only is it rare, it's expensive.
It's expensive, and there just aren't any there aren't any at the moment. There isn't a single one for sale anywhere. They come up every 2 or 3 years. You might find one appears, and like you said, it's 40 grand upwards.
It's I'm surprised they made it in the first place, if I'm honest, because I mean,
Well, it didn't make many. I read the other day. I think they only made about 100.
It's not a lot, is it, to go up against well, essentially they're going up against Audi, really, aren't they?
They are primarily with that. Yeah, they didn't do many, and I'm not quite sure, as you say, why they did do an estate version of the RS, and then do it in such tiny numbers.
Yeah. I mean, I mean I know we spoke about it the other day. We were talking about the M3 Touring. I mean,
yes,
in relative terms, that's selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a want for fast estates.
Oh, there is. People love a fast estate. It's a very cool concept. But yes, quite why Jaguar only did why they did the RS Sport Brake in the first place, I'm not sure. And then only did 100 of them. It was a bit of a strange thing, wasn't it? But so anyway, so that's not an option because you just can't get them.
No.
And even if you could, I'm not spending 40 grand on it. So.
No. Although I would say your money's probably fairly safe.
Yes, that's a fair point. I don't have 40 grand to spaff on a car. But,
no, if only, eh?
Yes, but yes, there are other calls on the wallet. We do have a property to do quite a bit of work on over the next couple of years.
But paint done by itself. Come on.
No, it does not. But yeah, the XFRS Sport Brake would be it would be difficult to ignore if it was available, but it's not.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair, the XFR, the saloon version, they're still quite pricey. You spend 20 grand on one of those.
Yeah, and even those, I mean, they're not exactly plentiful either, really.
No, they're not. There is, of course, the XFR, but I think I'd still prefer the S. I prefer the look of the S.
I think you're right to sway towards the S on that particular one. I just think it's probably, I don't know how to say it really. It's probably the last hurrah for something that I would traditionally call a Jaguar.
Yes, I think that's fair. I was reading on one of the Jaguar forums the other day, there was a discussion, XFR versus S-Type R. And the consensus on there, and there were people on there who'd had both and who have both, and the consensus on there was that the S-Type R is a nicer drive and probably better built, which I thought was interesting.
That's a bold statement.
It is.
Okay.
But yeah, people found the XFR a little bit too powerful, a little bit too leery. Whereas with the S-Type, it's a little bit more understated. It's a little bit more of a sort of as you say, a more sort of traditional gentleman's Jag. Whereas the XFR they've kind of over-egged it a bit. It's too powerful. It's too brutal. It shouts about itself a little bit too much, with the R badges on every panel and things like that. Whereas the S-Type, it's a little bit more understated, a little bit more subtle, a little bit more reined in. It's still a powerful car, but it's just a little bit more subtle. And as I say, I was interested to see more than one person say who'd had both that the S-Type was better put together.
Oh, all right. Well,
which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the knowledge that you do, and because you've done way more research than me. But I would, if it was me and it was the gun to the head, obviously a very strange scenario, but
very, very peculiar. Yes, but
which one are you picking? It would be an S-Type.
These things have to be done in the real world.
Yeah.
No one's going to get that.
Oh God, they should know how much we spend talking about coupling. We are going to actually do a review of it. We really are.
We're going to have to. Yeah, we're going to have to. But yes, I do. Yeah, if it comes down to it, yeah, I don't think I would I don't think I'd buy a third XF. I think this will be. I think I've sampled XF enough.
Yeah, I think you've probably done it now.
Yes, I think so.
Best leave it, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So
right.
we'll see, but that's where I'm at.
Mm.
And it's been. I wanted to discuss it because it's been on my mind. I'm not saying I've bought the wrong car, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's great.
No, it's fine. But I'm quite relieved to hear you say it, actually, because I think do you have to go and be silly? I'm afraid. I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah, I think I think so. I think so. And I think my good lady might be more interested in the S-Type. It's a little bit smaller, more traditional sort of. And it's still an automatic, which she won't like, but more traditional sort of shifter, and it's just a more sort of. It's a different feel. It would be nice, perhaps, to drive one, but this is how do you do that?
Where do you go to test drive an S-Type R? That's not really a thing, is it?
No, it's difficult, isn't it? I was thinking about this the other day, and it's not just that. There's lots of buy a car of that sort of age and that kind of rarity. How do you actually, unless you actually find one at a dealer who will let you test drive it? If you just want to sample it to just make sure, that's actually quite difficult to do.
Yeah, like I say, it's more likely to be a sort of little independent dealer, and you go and have a little go, and you have your and your R.
Yeah, exactly that. But obviously, buying it from a dealer, you'll pay a little bit more, but you do get some benefits from that as well. But I think they're in such short supply, you may not have that choice. If the right car is with a dealer, then you're buying it from a dealer. I think that's how that's going to work out.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's one of those cars that you would actually, a private sale would be much more beneficial.
Yes.
Because
I think it probably
a car
would.
of that ilk, it would be really nice to know the person you're buying it from and sort of get that feel of how much sort of effort they've put in on it.
It's an enthusiast's car, isn't it? Let's be honest at this point. It probably always was, to be honest, at least the R version.
Yeah.
I mean, that when it was new, that was a 60 grand car. You're going to have to have wanted one.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So anyway, that's a little update on where my head is at.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you'll have to keep us posted on that, because I'm intrigued.
I certainly will. Certainly will. In the meantime, I will continue enjoying the XF for as long as it's here.
Oh, well, yeah, why not? I've got no updates on me buying a car or the fleet.
Okay.
The fleet continues to work, and I've not bought anything, and haven't had time to even consider it. So that's fine. I do.
Right. No movement on that at all. Okay.
I got nothing. That's essentially what I'm saying. Although I do. On the chaps I work with at work, who's
You would work with him at work. I would imagine.
Yeah. Yep, it's good. I'm all over this. You can tell that I'm staggeringly awake. Yeah. Lovely guy. Not a car guy in the slightest.
Okay, well, not everyone can be.
No.
Occasionally you run across a weird bloke who's not into cars.
However, he has been in need of a new vehicle. And he's come about it very objectively. I mean, I will be honest, he's ended up with a small SUV.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not someone who likes cars, so I can't. It's difficult to get too cross about it.
In that scenario, yes,
yeah,
I agree, because it'll just tick the practicality boxes for him. Won't it?
That's it. It ticks the practicality boxes of soon to have a child arriving.
Yes, although as we both know, that doesn't mean you need an SUV.
No, it doesn't.
It really does. I know everyone thinks these days that it does. It doesn't.
Like I said, it's not. He's bought a small one, but it's not so much the type of car or the style of car he's bought. It's the fact that he's gone, right, well, the majority of my journeys are small. I'll be carting around a small person with some bits and bobs. I'll actually do my research properly, and I'll go and buy an electric car.
Ah, okay.
And he's like, well, I don't want to spend the earth on it.
Yeah.
So he's ended up with an oh god, what is it? It's the can we get the name right? The letters, because I don't want to say so it's stupid. No, so it's the MGZS.
Got you. Yes, the all-electric SUV. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's bought not a new one. Went to an independent dealer that specialises in second-hand EVs.
Mm-hmm.
And got one that just fit the bill precisely.
Oh, very good. Very good.
That's it. The thing that came out of it for me was, I mean, A, he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
B, he's not a car person, but he still put the legwork in.
That's good. I applaud that. That's really good. And those MGs are really good value for money. Really good value for money.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't got the latest tech in them, but that's fine because they're not charging the price for the latest tech.
No, that's it. And
that's a good choice. That's a really good choice. Well. Yeah.
Wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like with SUVs, but again, well, actually, this is not a car person. This is someone who wants to put a baby in a pushchair in a boot.
Yeah.
And not spend his hard-earned money on diesel. So
MG5 would have worked just as well. But yes, that's really good. Yeah, I'm pleased to hear, as you say, a non-car person has done their research and actually not just gone for a diesel Ford Puma, as most people seem to these days.
Yeah, default response.
Yes, it has become that, hasn't it?
The UK's best-selling car of this year so far. Fuck off!
So depressing.
So cross about that.
Yes, I think the Model Y was a close second, but yeah.
Oh well, no, I think the count isn't finished yet, so it's too close. To
okay, everything to play for, but you don't like the Model Y either, so.
No, I don't. No.
But at least it's not diesel, so.
No, it's fine. Well, it's not fine. I still don't like the Model Y.
I know you don't.
I get to go in one in a couple of weeks' time. So that's
is that finally going to happen?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm driving, but I'm certainly going to be in it for an extended period of time. So.
Okay, very good. Very good.
I'll see if I
can. Well, we want to hear all about that.
Yes. Yeah, we will do. But I thought, I'll mention it because he was chatting to me about his MG purchase this week, and it's really well thought out, and that's the bit I took away. I was like, I'm so encouraged by that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really good. He's to be applauded for that.
Because we worried that people would just we even what did I name the an episode after we were discussing this very issue?
Hang
on.
I would need to look.
I've got the list here.
Yeah.
All over this. God, we've done far too many episodes. Oh, that was it. Can I have some car, please?
I see. Yes. Yes, that's the thing. I'd like 10 foot of car. Certainly, sir, you'll need the Puma.
Yeah. Which is... I mean, that obviously goes on. It really does.
But... it does. A lot of people would just walk into the dealer and say, "What have you got? I need a car." And that is it. That is as much it will go into it. And the dealer will sell them whatever thing he wants to sell them that week, regardless of what they might need. And a lot of people are still buying diesels because they think they should. The government's campaign to have us all in so-called clean diesels was a bit too successful because people still think diesel is the way to go.
They do. And well, it like you say, it still rumbles on. But I mean, the tax. It's just going up and up and up.
Yeah, it is. And of course, there's a lot of cars like sport brake that were only available as a diesel.
I mean, yours. What's yours to tax?
220 quid a year.
It's more palatable than the Volvo.
It's not so bad, actually. I'm surprised it was as low as it is, and I'm guessing it's because it's as new as it is. Only been 10 years old. It's a bit more emissions friendly for a 3-litre twin turbo V6. I'm surprised it's only 220, but it is.
Yeah, that's not bad actually. I mean, mine's about 350 quid.
Yeah, it's that age though, isn't it? It's just that little bit older.
It's the age. It's quite a big engine as well. It was 2.5 litre, 5-cylinder.
Yeah, indeed. Plus, they know those engines are going to go on forever, so you can't kill those T5 or whatever they are, D5s.
Yeah, get their money's worth out of it.
Yeah. So yes, the sport brake actually isn't too bad tax-wise, but compared to some. But
oh my God! Well, I tell you what have we been like today? It's been somehow we did politics, then we did consumer advice. Go give all you the information you need about buying a second-hand S-Type R. Now we're talking about the car tax prices on diesels. Last week we were talking about keyless entry.
Yes, we
really have been possessed by Quintin.
What's going on? Put a private plate on it, and the neighbours will never know. See, there he is.
There he. Oh dear. What are we doing? We're going to have an arse and about episode soon, aren't we?
I think we are, aren't we? Well, we're due another Bond review. It's just that neither of us has got time to watch a movie.
No, I think we should probably pencil that in for something over the Christmas break to go, right, we're going to have to actually bite the bullet and watch what we...
we are. I think it's partly because it's a movie I'm not particularly looking forward to watching again.
God, I know what you mean.
You know exactly what I mean. Yes.
We're just going to have to do it.
Yeah, we are.
I think put the Christmas booze in and then put Die Another Day on.
Yeah.
And hope for the best.
Just let it see what happens. Yeah, you're going to have to, I think.
It's just that... well, there are good bits, don't get me wrong. I just know that Halle Berry's in it.
Yeah, I know.
And she's been very good in other films.
Not in that one.
No, not in that one.
Not in that one.
Oh, and what's his chops? When he was cast in it, you thought, actually, this is going to be a really good idea. But the execution was appalling. What's his... Michael Madsen.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going to say. Yes, that was a weird choice to see him in there. Yeah.
Well, he's very good, and it was a really sort of... I thought it was strong casting when I heard about it, and then I watched it and went, oh, that was wasted then.
He's not really doing anything. Yeah, he's in hardly any scenes, and he doesn't do a lot. He's the token American. No, I thought you were going to say, what's his name? Toby Stevens?
Oh, yeah. No, he was dreadful.
Gustav Graves. Yeah, really bad. Yes. Anyway,
we're not doing it now.
We're not doing it now. We're going to have to do that, and yes, we'll try and make that very soon. But,
well, let's see if we can sneak that in over the festive period. I'll pop you a message if I'm imminent. For God's
I don't need to know about that.
Again, didn't think about what I was saying. Right, stop it there. That's what. Oh, Merry Christmas to you.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.